Welcome to TarantulasDreamTV. You are watching a previously recorded broadcast. Tune in every Monday and Wednesday from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Instagram at TarantulasDreamTV for new episodes. And remember, it is a weird, weird world.
Randonautica is an app where you think of something that you want to see, and this app will give you nearby GPS coordinates to find it, but sometimes they are way more scary than what you were ready for. Number 10. A TikTok user by the name of Baddest Bunny on the Block uses Randonautica in search of creepy stuff with a story to tell. The TikTok app takes them to one of the scariest Randonautica finds on this list. By a river near a bus station, they find a discarded tarp by a mound of freshly dug earth. Under the blue tarp is a shredded black trash bag, inside of which they find a shovel and an object covered in red. Before you think they put this here themselves, consider the fact that she calls the police, who take interest in the scene and actually collect evidence instead of shrugging it off. Based on their reactions, I think she might be onto something.
It is intended for the entertainment and instruction of broad-minded adults only, and should not be played to or sold to minors under any circumstances whatsoever. Thank you.
Broadcasting from the floating pie pan in the sky at Groom Lake Analog Recordings. Welcome to Tarantulas Dream TV. Now here's your host, Samba.
Hello everybody, welcome to another broadcast of Tarantulas Dream TV. I am your host,
Samba.
Heyo, welcome to the show everybody. I am here, I am ready to give you all the good news, the business, when it comes to randonauting. Uh-oh, there we go, I am back, sorry about that. Having a little cam problems over here. I think it might just be all the randonauting. Anyway, let me fade out my music here so I can kill this intro song for you real quick. There we go. So, hello everybody, welcome to Tarantulas Dream TV. I am Samba, and I am so happy to be here. It is Monday, my frogos, and I'm ready to just give you the good news when it comes to randonauting. I hope everyone had a good weekend. I hope everyone made it through the weekend. It was a crazy weekend when it comes to headlines. So let's get into some headlines real quick so we can get into the real meat of the night. First off is from an article from thehill.com. Kelly tops McSally by double digits in Arizona Senate race. Democratic candidate Mark Kelly leads Senator Martha McSally by 11 points in a New York Times Siena College poll released Monday. Kelly led McSally 50% to 39%, according to the survey, slightly up from September when the race stood at 50% to 42%. 10% of respondents said they were undecided, but no statistically significant amount of voters supported a third-party candidate. The same poll found Joe Biden leading President Trump by a smaller 8-point margin, and many of the same demographics are responsible for both candidates' leads. Kelly leads among women 53% to 35%, the poll found. So some good news if you trust polls. Some people don't trust polls, and I flip around on whether or not I really trust polls or not. But regardless, this particular poll is giving us some potentially good news. Mark Kelly beating McSally over here, as well as, for better or for worse, Biden beating Trump over here. So some good news coming out of that, and some more local news. If anyone on the air is a big drinker and likes to go to dive bars, maybe this is some sad news. The Meat Rack closing its doors, selling off memorabilia. This is from KOLD.com. The Meat Rack, long a rite of passage for many in Tucson, is closing its doors. According to a Facebook post, everything in the building is for sale, including the bar stools and restaurant supplies. Jim God Anderson has been running the Meat Rack for the last 25 years and turned it into a second home for many. Jeff Farrell started a GoFundMe drive for Anderson to repay a man who dedicated his life to ruining yours. As of 2 p.m. Monday, the drive raised $115. So if you're a big fan of the Meat Rack, local dive bar, legendary dive bar, I've only been there a handful of times, and didn't have a bad time, but I did not walk away really being a big fan of the bar or Jim God Anderson. But having said that, it's a local business, I suppose. And if you want to donate some money to the GoFundMe drive, you can go to KOLD.com and find that link. I believe they're trying to raise $10,000. So right now, a little ways away. So if you want to throw some bones towards the Meat Rack, go to KOLD.com and get that link. And the last headline for the night from the WallStreetJournal.com: Trump to leave hospital Monday evening as White House cases mount. Mr. Trump is returning to a White House that has been shaken by the illness. Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany, I always have trouble saying her name, said early Monday she had tested positive and was going into isolation. Other people close to the president who have tested positive include Trump campaign manager Bill Stepien, presidential aide Hope Hicks, former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, former advisor Kellyanne Conway, and director of Oval Office operations Nick Luna. The president has repeatedly played down the threat of the virus, which medical experts say is very real, especially for older people and people with pre-existing health problems. Mr. Trump told the journalist Bob Woodward in March that he deliberately minimized the threat to avoid creating a panic. Dr. Sean Conley, the president's physician, told reporters that Mr. Trump has met his doctor's discharge criteria. So yeah, that was kind of the big news over the weekend, was that President Trump got COVID-19. That and the First Lady Melania revealed that they were positive for COVID-19. Now, whether or not you believe that he actually has the virus is up to you. This definitely seems like it could potentially be a political stunt of some kind. There's been some rumblings online that this could be some sort of a stunt, but we don't know. We can only assume. But what we do know is that in Tucson currently there is a vaccine trial actually going on right now with the Moderna vaccine. Distributing its first doses of this COVID-19 vaccine in their phase 3 trials here in Tucson. And I actually have a friend on the line who has participated in this, or who is participating in this trial. So they actually are on the phone right now. Matt Blankenship, are you there?
I am here, man.
All right, cool. Well, thanks for doing this little phone call with me over here on Tarantula's Dream TV. So yeah, I just want you to kind of describe to the listeners kind of how it was with this trial. How did you sign up for it? Was it easy to kind of get into the trial? How was the initial dose of this potential vaccine? Just kind of set the stage a little bit.
For sure. I think I saw like a news article from Reddit or Twitter or whatever, probably around June. And so I signed up for the trial to be included in it. I didn't hear from them until about the end of July, where I got a phone call telling me that, hey, I've been picked to be a part of the trial. And so I was like, great, sounds awesome. Let's do it. And so I set up an appointment, and then I get a week later, like literally like 2 days before I was supposed to go in for my first appointment, they canceled it, or like they postponed it for a week. Mm-hmm. It happens again 3 times. And this was right around the time that the AstraZeneca vaccine trial had some side effects that came public. Yeah. And so it could have been a coincidence or it could have not been. But either way, I got postponed, and they told me that your name's on the list. If we need you, we'll call you. And I was like, sure, cool, great. So at that point, I assumed nothing. I just kind of mind my own. And then last Thursday, I got a phone call telling them that, hey, if you're still interested, you're at the top of the list. We could bring you in. When works for you? And I said Monday. And so today I went in for my first visit. And so when you agree to do it, they email you a packet and it break down everything. So it's 7 visits over the span of 2 years. It's a 2-year commitment, is what they tell you.
Wow. Okay.
So I went today, for example, and I'll explain that a little bit. And then my next appointment's in a month. And then after that, it's just going to be like phone call visits. And then I have to keep like a diary of how I'm feeling and etc.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So this is so you're in for the long haul with this vaccine trial. Hopefully, fingers crossed, nothing happens. I mean, from reading online, people who are currently enrolled in this particular trial around the country, or with the other 2 kind of front runners with this COVID-19 vaccine, AstraZeneca and Pfizer. Well, actually, I don't even know if Pfizer's in a trial right now, but I know the Oxford one is. That really the only really known side effects right now, or kind of the more widely reported ones, have been just sort of what you would imagine when you get a vaccine. Sometimes some soreness in the arm, some fevers, kind of the chills, kind of like a low-grade version of the flu or the cold or something like that. So, I mean, this is today is your first shot. I mean, how are you feeling? Are you? I mean, physically, I'm sure you're probably feeling okay, but I mean, mentally, are you?
Yeah, I feel fine. Yeah, I feel fine. It's exactly like you said. It's like getting like the flu shot, similar. Pain in the arm, soreness in the arm, simple as that. It's so when I went in this morning, you come in, you essentially get a physical, so they check your vitals, they ask you some questions, if you're taking any meds, if you have any pre-existing conditions, et cetera, et cetera. Mm-hmm. And then you go through this whole process, and then eventually they're like, okay, we're going to move forward and give you the shot. And I was like, okay. One of the things, like, they also drew about 8 vials of blood, which may seem excessive, but they just wanted more than they needed. So,
Yeah, I mean, it does sound. I mean, I guess vials isn't that bad. It's not like they drew like 8 sacks of blood. It's just like, what? How big is a vial? I don't know, like a bigger middle finger, almost, depending on the size of your fingers. That's not too bad.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, exactly that. So it wasn't that bad. So they come in with this black utility box, almost like you would keep tools in, mm-hmm. and inside it was just one single needle with either a placebo or the vaccine. So
yeah,
they administered the shot, and they pretty much told me that I had to just chill out for a half an hour just to make sure nothing crazy happened in the meantime. So
yeah,
I just kind of hung out, and then I felt fine. And then they just gave me the breakdown of like what happens next, which is you download an app and you log how you're feeling once a day from 5 to 8. So they give you a thermometer to go home with. So you take your temperature, and then they just ask you general questions like, do you have soreness? Are you achy? Do you have fatigue? And pretty simple.
Yeah, not too bad. Cool. I mean, I appreciate you doing or enrolling yourself in this trial. I mean, this is kind of it's a very important trial with this vaccine, and I'm sure a lot of people are anxious to get a hold of a vaccine, but we do need to make sure it's safe and that it works. So my final question to you is just, I mean, are you? I guess it's kind of blunt, but are you scared at all? Are you nervous with this vaccine trial? Are you how do you feel like just mentally about having a vaccine untested? You're kind of one of the guinea pigs, and who knows?
I mean, I think I would liken myself to be someone who's like a giving person, Uh-huh. And so for me, like, doing this is just like an opportunity for scientists to collect data and hopefully figure out a way to get a cure out there, which in the form of a vaccine. So if my body's the conduit for it, so be it.
Wow. Okay. Look at that. Blankenship, conduit for a cure. So I do have one more question for you, just because it looks like it rolled in on the comments over here. Eggs and Eyes said they pay you too. Yeah. Are you getting paid for this at all?
Yeah. So they give you like a debit card, essentially, so you get paid per visit and like per logging of a how you're doing. And so essentially just refill it per engagement. So yeah, it's worth, I mean, you know, so you're getting paid something. And then also, if something dire were to happen where I have a really extreme adverse reaction, I would be covered. They would cover my health care during that period too.
Oh, good. Of course. That would be honestly one of the biggest kicks in the pants for an adverse reaction. And then they kind of leave you hanging with the bill over there for any hospital visits. And if you don't mind, for me personally, do you mind kind of letting me know how much they're paying you for this? If you can.
So today I got 100, and then I think it's like $50 per in-person visit, and then $25 per other visit. And I'm not actually quite sure how much the individual stuff is. I don't actually know off the top of my head.
Cool. All right. Well, I mean, not a lot, but that's definitely a nice little stipend for just kind of hanging around and letting them know how you're feeling on a regular basis. And then one more thing, Trial and Error Collective on the comment said, "Thank you for your service, Blankenship." So it looks like people are stoked for this and are very appreciative, and as am I. So I want to thank you for getting on the phone with me for a little bit and kind of sharing your experience. And if if you have any more updates for myself or just for the world, I do appreciate you kind of posting it online.
Yeah, I'll definitely fill in. Like I said, I made the post today just to like put it out there to see if anybody had any questions, because I'm sure people are curious. And, I figured like the more that we know, the better, right?
Yes. Oh, of course. Right now, knowledge really is power. It sounds a little cliche, but honestly, it's a good cliche. So definitely knowing more is better than not knowing anything at all. But anyways, thanks for getting on the phone with me, and we'll talk soon.
Cheers, man. You have a good night.
You too. There you go. That was Matt Blankenship on the air with Sambo over here, just kind of spilling the beans a little bit on their experience with this Moderna Stage 3 vaccine trial that's going on here in Tucson, Arizona. We got chosen to be part of this vaccine trial. So my hat's off to Blankenship for taking the plunge on that and being sort of a very brave person. So anyways, let's get to the meat of the night now that we've kind of killed about 20 minutes over here with this vaccine trial. It's very interesting stuff. I'm very interested to see where this goes with my friend Matt. Anyway, so the meat of the night, Randonautica. This is what we're all here for. This is why you're all tuned in, I imagine, not just to look at old Samba over here. But for those on the air who don't know what Randonautica or what a Randonaut is, now this is just the basic description from the Apple App Store, which I imagine is probably pretty similar to the Google App Store, or I don't know, I guess any app store really that you can download this on. It says, "Wander into the wonder with Randonautica, the official app of the Randonauts. Randonautica takes you on a journey of true randomness. The adventure is yours to have, and the legend will be yours to tell. Welcome, future Randonauts." This app provides you with total random coordinates within a set radius. You can then choose if you'd like to adventure to the point. It's been said by the Randonaut community that breaking out of what's called your probability tunnel can bring about meaningful experiences and provide great fun, while also journeying into the world around you. Just getting started? Here are some of the features of using the app. The app uses both a pseudo and quantum entropy sources for randomization. The app provides a set of coordinates that can be opened in a map to navigate to, or the user can digitally explore the coordinates. The app also allows the user to submit a trip report and to share to social media. So that's kind of a basic description of what randonauting or randonautica or what a Randonaut is, but for a little bit more of a detailed description, this is from a medium.com article titled, "What is Randonauting?" Randonauting is the utilization of random number generation technique as a tool towards exploring and navigating the world around us. To put it another way, it is the act of generating random numbers with random number generation techniques, or RNG, converting those numbers into coordinates on the surface of the Earth, and then visiting the location in real life. It is essentially a real-world adventure generator that allows participants to explore mind-matter interactions. The theorized ability for the mind to interact with certain RNG techniques, as well as blind spots, places in the world that lie outside our causal patterns of experience. Excuse me. So that's kind of a basic understanding of or definition of randonauting. So the kind of what got me interested in the subject of randonauting was actually my in-studio producer Tutatuban, who actually isn't in the studio tonight. They are having their own little adventure right now. Not a Randonaut adventure, I imagine, just a sort of a personal adventure. They showed me sort of an article, or that they actually heard from another listener of the show, who I don't know if is on the air tonight, but they had turned her on to this article entitled "TikTok Video Shows Randonauting Teens Finding Suitcase with Dead Body Parts." So now essentially the story goes that these teens in the Seattle area use the Randonauting app just kind of for fun. This app is apparently a big deal on TikTok, and so they were using this app to kind of just screw around. Apparently this app is one of the most downloaded apps this year, most likely because of the COVID-19 pandemic. A lot of people are being stuck inside. I think we're just looking for something to do that didn't necessarily involve a lot of people. So this randonauting thing kind of came at the perfect time for a lot of people. But anyways, these teens in Seattle had used the app, and it actually led them to a beach, and on this beach they discovered a black suitcase on a bunch of rocks. And if you watched my promo video for the beginning of the week, you kind of saw a little clip of that. Now when they opened that particular suitcase, it ended up being there was like trash bags in the suitcase, and in the trash bag, they didn't know what it was. It just smelled horrible. And now, of course, the suitcase was also very wet. It had clearly been in the ocean, or had been just kind of battered with ocean water being so close to the beach. So they were, being teens, kind of probably didn't really expect it to be anything of note, but they noticed that it smelled really bad, and that they didn't want to open the bag and find out what it was. So what they did was they actually called the police. The police came and confirmed that the bag contains body parts, real human body parts. Apparently it was the body parts of a 27-year-old male and a 36-year-old female. Now they don't know how the body parts got there. They don't know when they got there, and they certainly don't know how to explain how an app that uses random number generation could lead people to finding it. And that's essentially what got me into the idea of randonauting. Just this concept. It's such a interesting idea, and the fact that it's already kind of led to sort of these very notable examples is very fascinating to me. So I wanted to do my own little Randonaut adventure. Now it's 9:25 p.m. It's the bottom of the hour, so I'm not going to play my Randonaut adventure video quite yet. I'm going to wait till after the break. But yeah, I wanted to do my own Randonaut adventure for a hot minute. Of course, the promise of finding a dead body or finding some sort of a creepy being or something kind of also kept me from wanting to jump in too deep too quickly. I tend to take the concept of the paranormal in my own life fairly seriously. I don't want to invite any kind of negative energy or negative experiences into my life willy-nilly. So I didn't really want to do this just on a lark. I wanted to kind of plan it out a little bit, and I didn't want to do it alone. So me and my in-studio producer Tatato Ben went on our own little adventure this weekend, and I have a short video for you all to play after the break. So it's the bottom of the hour, about 9:27. So I'm going to get to my song of the night, and then when we get back, it'll be open lines. Phone number for the show is 520-704-7820. So if you want to call in, we can talk randonauting. We can talk the Moderna Phase 3 trial. If you'd like to talk about that, we can talk about Donald Trump getting COVID-19. Whatever you want to talk about, it is open lines. But the song of the night for tonight is by the Conheads from Hammond, Indiana. The song was Alien and Warm from their 2015 release LP1, or better known by its longer title, 14-year-old high school PC fascist hype lords rip off Devo for the sake of extorting money from Helpless, Impressionable, Midwestern internet Peoplepunks LP. So it is 9:27 when we get back. Open lines and my own little randonauting adventure. So I will see you in just a little bit. Enjoy some of these crazy Coneheads.
1, 2, 3, 4.
There you go. That was the Conheads with their song Alien and Warm from their 2015 release LP1, or 14-year-old high school PC fascist hype lords rip off Devo for the sake of extorting money from Helpless, Impressionable, Midwestern internet Peoplepunks LP. Now you can find them at, now this Bandcamp URL is actually, it's a German label, so the name is going to be, I'm probably going to butcher it, but it's erste-Ketenträger.bandcamp.com, or just search the Conheads on the internet, and you will definitely find their releases. They have a couple different ones, but the one that this German label put out is actually a compilation of their first two tapes, I want to say. So if you have any Coney Bones, some boneheads you want to throw in towards the Conheads, please just Google them, because that's I'm not trying to spell this name out. Anyways, it's 9:29. We'll call it 9:30. It is open lines over here on Tarantulas Dream TV. Phone number for the show is 520-704-7820. If you have anything you'd like to say about the concept of randonauting, if you want to talk about Donald Trump getting COVID-19, the Moderna phase 3 trial vaccine trial that's going on in Tucson right now, that my friend Matt Blankenship is currently enrolled in and just got his first shot today. So he's early on in his in the vaccine trial kind of adventure for him, but I'm hoping that he'll keep everyone updated on how it's going. Anyway, I'm going to take a look at some of these comments before I play the Randonaut video, because I do kind of want to stretch this time out a little bit, because the video is only about 15 minutes long, and I have to say I actually finished cutting the video right before I got on the air, so I'm hoping that I didn't leave any weird kind of I don't know. Hopefully it's as good as it could be. So let me get to some of your comments over here. Trial and Error Collective, meat of the night. Yes, hello Trial and Error Collective. I know how much you like the meat of the night. Eggs and Eyes. Whoa, dang! Are you referring to the meat rack? Eggs and Eyes. I believe that's what you're talking about. Trial and Error Collective, I would not buy any of that nasty, crusty furniture. Yeah, I wouldn't buy anything from the meat rack, any of the old furniture. I know there's some people who are going to be real stoked on maybe getting maybe the bar stools or something. But even that, I mean, even now with COVID-19, I don't know, was the meat rack open at all kind of during COVID-19? I'm not sure if... I don't know. So I would definitely disinfect the hell out of these meat rack seats or anything from the meat rack, even post or pre-COVID-19. The meat rack, for anyone on the air who hasn't been there, it's a pretty nasty dive bar, but it's closing. So if anyone wants any piece of the meat rack, they're selling everything, so check it out. Eggs and Eyes, all bra decor must go. Oof, there you go. Yeah, some nasty bras from the meat rack. Eggs and Eyes wanted some for a little sip later. I'm assuming Eggs and Eyes, you're referring to all the vials of blood that they needed to take from Matt Blankenship for the vaccine trial. L. Christine 729, hello L. Christine. For the vampires, yes, all that blood for the vamps. Eggs and Eyes, they pay you too. Yep, they pay you. Trial and Error Collective, thank you for your service, Blankenship. Yes, he is everyone, if you see Matt Blankenship over on online or something, send him some good vibes. He's doing some good work, kind of enrolling himself in the vaccine trial. Let's see, Kellen Lennon, hello Kellen. Wild, yes, the sort of the dead body in a suitcase story really got me going on this Randonaut train. It's pretty crazy. Nicholas Cage, I hope you found beans. Well, why did I spill my beans? Hopefully I found them on this Randonaut adventure, Nicholas Cage fight. Honeycomb Viper, hello Honeycomb Viper. And yes, if anyone was curious on who told my in-studio producer to talk to Bon about randonauting, it was this listener right here, Honeycomb Viper. Nice to see you on the air. Yes, that suitcase scenario was so scary. What is the Venn diagram between chaos magic and randonauting? Well, there is definitely sort of a cross section, there's definitely some connection between the idea of chaos magic or willing intent into the world, kind of putting out your own energy and your own intent to kind of manifest your own desires. That's definitely a part of chaos magic, and that is definitely a part of randonauting. Now, randonauting, it's based around random number generators, and there is a theory with people who are a big fan of like random number generators that our consciousness are essentially what you would use for something like chaos magic. We can actually influence random number generators using our influence our mental energy. There's a project actually called the GCP DOT, or the Global Consciousness Project, that you can find online, where they actually use random number generators to kind of move this little dot on their website, and it's supposed to sort of link global consciousness with this random number generator dot. So when you see the dot kind of go crazy, if you go to the website, you can see a little kind of 24-hour chart, and you'll see the dot kind of going up a lot, going down a lot, and essentially, depending on how the dot reacts, can mean some sort of global shift in consciousness, whether that's big news. I would love to actually have seen what that dot looked like when Donald Trump had revealed that he had COVID-19, because that was very big news, to see if that actually did have any effect on this dot. Some people are scared that when you see the dot kind of flatline, because there has been times where the dot flatlined, that there was some sort of massive shift in consciousness, but for the worse, for the not a good shift in consciousness. Whether that meant there was going to be some sort of massive destruction or catastrophe, we don't know. It doesn't seem like that was the case, but yes, the concept of using your consciousness and your intent and randonauting or random number generators, there's a theory that they are linked. Honeycomb Viper, Dear Abby, I kept randonauting and accidentally manifested a tulpa. How do I send them back to their pre-manifested state? Eggs and eyes, no tulpas. Yeah, let's not. Maybe I'll do an episode on tulpas or something. I know they were kind of a big deal on 4chan for a while. People wanting to manifest sort of like a kind of a friend, like a friend, a tulpa, something that was sort of going to do your bidding, but like a mental friend. I don't know. It's yeah, maybe I'll do an episode on tulpas or something, but ultimately I don't really want to deal in tulpas. Anyway, so let's get to this video, this Randonaut adventure video that I had with my in-studio producer Totataban. So we went on this adventure yesterday. We had planned off, so we had planned to kind of make a day out of it. We got some food. We had an adventure. So I'm gonna play that video for you now. I'm hoping that it looks like I disconnected for a second, so I'm hoping my connection comes back. I don't know if anyone can hear me. Yeah, it looks like it came back. I don't know. It looks like my internet's kind of going crazy. Maybe the random number generators are off the charts right now or something. Anyway, so this is the video that I cut. So hopefully everyone enjoys it. I might be making little comments here and there about the video as we go along, but we'll see. So please enjoy Samba and Totataban on a Randonaut adventure. Hello everyone, Samba here with Tarantulas Dream TV and Tarantulas Dream Radio, here for a live Randonaut adventure. I've got my in-studio producer Totataban manning the camera, if you will. If you could say hi, Totataban.
Hello.
Hello. So let's do this. So randonauting, what you're going to do is you're going to get a cell phone of some kind. This is a iPod Touch. I don't really want the Randonaut app on my phone because I'm worried it's going to track me or something. So I put it on my iPod Touch. So if it's going to track anything, I can always just crack this in half and throw it out like a spy. But anyway, what you're going to do is you're going to hit the Randonaut little icon here when you download it. So I'm going to click on that. Randonaut location generator. So it's going to give me a little map of where I am. So there's my neighborhood. I'm going to click on Randonaut, and it's going to give me 4 different options: anomaly, attractor, void, or pseudo. I'm not 100% sure what each one does, so any specific, you have any particular opinion on this? Do you want to go on an anomaly adventure, an attractor adventure, Totataban? What do you think?
Anomaly.
Anomaly. Let's do anomaly. So I'm going to click on that. Select radius in meters: 1,000, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, or 20,000. I don't know the the conversion with meters, but you want to go right in the middle, 5,000?
Do 10.
10,000. Ooh, you're going to go in for the big boy. 10,000. Select RNG, temporal or anu, and avoid water. Well, I'm going to avoid water, I guess. There's not a lot of water.
To do here.
Yeah. Let's do temporal, I suppose, and look for how many points, 1, 2, or 5. You want to go for the big boy, 5? All right, 5. So we're going to go 5. Set your intention. Before you embark on your adventure, take a moment to set an intention for your trip. This can be a word or phrase to help create the story for the journey ahead. So what's our intention with this trip, Totataban? Mine is just kind of a general curiosity with this Randonaut adventure. I don't really... I don't really have a specific goal for this other than to see if this actually works, if we set an intention and it pans out. I say my intention is fun, mysterious, and maybe birds. Maybe we'll encounter some big birds. Does that sound good? Does that sound good?
Sounds great.
All right, let's do it. We're going to hit start. Getting quantum entropy, focus on your intent. So it's giving me 3 different points, or 5 different points. I'm sorry, I had to navigate down. So let's just go for the first one. So I'm going to hit navigate. It's going to take me to the Randonaut locator, and the address is 6932 East, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to give you the exact address. This is saying, I think, oh, okay, I get it now. Never mind. It was saying it was going to take an hour to get there, but it's because it was set on walking. Yeah, it's not going to take an hour to get there. So,
we're riding our bikes like it's Stranger Things.
Yeah, so we're riding our bikes like it's Stranger Things. So cue the 80s music, the 80s synth music. Are you ready to go on this adventure, Totataban?
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. So I'm going to hit go. There it is. All right. We'll see y'all in a few minutes.
Go.
Your seatbelt on, right? Yeah. Just we're about to pull up next to a pig.
So, what do you hope to get out of doing this little tangential adventure today?
I mean, to be honest, I don't really have an end game for this. I'm mostly just curious when it comes to this Randonaut sort of experience, what it's really all about. If you go on YouTube and you search for, goodness gracious, if you get if you search on YouTube for randonauting, there's plenty of videos that come up with YouTubers going nuts on randonauting and finding spooky adventures. Having said that, most of them are clickbait. So,
have a good evening. Drive safe.
You too. All right, everybody. We just pulled up to our first Randonaut location. A little hard to find. The map was a little obscure. It didn't really give me a kind of turn by turn. It just kind of gave me a map, so we had to kind of find it on our own. Having said all that, it brought us to a residential neighborhood, and the address is actually a person's house. So unfortunately, this one seems like it might be a bust, this first location, because I'm definitely not going to try to go up to someone's house right now and tell them that we're randonauting and that their house came up on the Randonaut map. But we're just in a residential neighborhood, sort of in the east side of Tucson. But other than that, not particularly fun, not particularly mysterious, and I don't really see any birds, to be honest, either. All right, so we're gonna pick a different location because since this one was such a bust, so I'm gonna hit Randonaut again. Let's do, let's do Void. Let's try Void. We'll do 20,000. We'll do temporal, 1 point. And our intention this time, my in-studio producer kind of gave me a little help on this one. We're gonna do monster. We're gonna do cryptid. And let's go lizard. Let's try that. So something a little more specific than emotions. So we're gonna hit start. It's getting our quantum entropy focus, and it's giving me my 1 point. So I'm gonna hit navigate. This one, drive. This one's gonna take us 15 minutes from here. So we're gonna do that right now, and we'll see you at the next point of interest. Before you do
How many do you think we're being followed?
I honestly know. So we're quickly approaching the second location in the Randonaut adventure, and about 3 cars were behind me when I turned onto this road, and they all turned down the same road. Now we're down to 1 car, so I don't really honestly think I'm being followed, but at the same time, I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if this Randonaut thing is drawing some unwanted attention to my little world over here. So stay tuned, I guess. We're almost to our destination. Wait, 50, say 5780? Okay, so that's right there. All right, so we are here at location number 2 of the Randonaut adventure. It actually took us further north than the last location. My impressions of the second location so far are it's another neighborhood. It's just another residential neighborhood. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I'm a little disappointed so far with this Randonaut situation. It seems like it's just kind of really just picking random locations, which may be the joke's on me because it's in the name of the app. Yeah, so that very quickly was I realizing that the app is definitely fulfilling its purpose. It's supposed to just take you on a random adventure to random locations. I don't really know why I thought it was going to be so spooky the entire time, but ultimately, so far, not so spooky. So yeah, back to the video. But yeah, we're just in another residential neighborhood. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do a third location and then call it for the day. Because at this point, this whole thing might be bunk and there might not be much in the way of spooky. But just before we do that, our intentions for this particular stop were cryptid, monster, and lizard. I don't see any cryptids anywhere or any lizards, but there's probably actually some lizards. I mean, we're in a kind of a desert area. And yeah, but I don't see any monsters. And I saw some more Biden-Harris signs, so, you know, at least we're not in Trump Town. It might that might seem inconsequential, but it is nice to see that. Yeah, so we're gonna do a different location right now and see where that takes us. But this will be the last one for today because I'm getting a little tired of these residential neighborhoods Randonaut app. So let's do that now. All right, so we're gonna go to our last location on this drive. Our intention for this particular point of interest was Randonaut app, Randonautica app, please send us somewhere scary, somewhere spooky, somewhere that will scare the pants off of us, both myself and Totatoban. So that's what I wanted, and let's see if it delivers. So I'm gonna hit navigate, see where it's taking us, and the trip is about 11 minutes away. Again, oh, no, actually a little shorter than that, 2 minutes away, which is kind of already scaring me because it makes me feel like it's just taking me to another neighborhood. So we're going to do it anyway. So we'll be back in a few minutes. I'm up around my tail.
Somebody's being followed.
We might be being followed. This person behind me really zoomed up right behind me. They had no hesitation to really get on my behind over here. So if we're being followed, Randonautica app, I demand you stop this. We're just trying to use the service as intended. Not trying to do anything nefarious. So let's see. Going up a hill here, so give me a second. All right, so we made it to location number 3. It was the first location that wasn't a residential address. This isn't a house per se. It is a house of God, though. It took us to a church. So we were here at the First Lutheran Church of the Foothills, I believe it's called. That's what I saw when we passed by the building. Not particularly scary, at least not to me. Totataban, are you scared at all?
Not really.
So yeah, not particularly scary to us. So if it's guiding us based on our intentions, I'd call this point of interest a failure as of now. Having said that, we are going to get out of the car and do some exploration around here. We weren't able to do that in any of the other locations because they were by houses and it felt kind of weird to just be exploring someone else's house. So we're going to do that now, and we're going to see if we can find anything that's going to scare the pants off of us, so stay tuned. All right, here we go again. So we are at the First Lutheran Church of the Foothills. We're going to do a little exploring, see if we can find anything that's going to scare the pants off of us. Tataman has instructed me not to videotape them throwing away some trash. So you're just going to see me for a second, but honestly, this area of town is very nice. I am having a good time out here. It's actually pretty lovely, actually. Let me just give you kind of a little view of that. I feel like a YouTuber right now, which I'm not a big fan of. So church found some kind of pretty like candle holders. I don't know if there's a specific name for what these are, what they're used for during church services. I don't know, just candle holders? I don't know. All right, so cruising around this church, found a sign for the sidewalk to the memorial garden. So we're going to take a trip down in the memorial garden down this unknown path. Who knows what lies ahead other than a memorial garden. Hopefully it's not a memorial garden to us. So we're going to head down to the memorial garden and see what's up with that. What kind of garden? If there's anything spooky at the garden. And if there's anyone else here, who knows? Maybe we're not the only people randonauting about and they have the same intention as us. So right here seems to be a locked gate. Honestly, it doesn't really seem like this is the garden, as there's not really much in the way of plants or greenery. It seems like a nice little courtyard, though. So if you have any intention of attending the First Lutheran Church of the Foothills, you got a nice little patio out here. But let's keep exploring. Let's see if there's anything else around here. Nothing particularly spooky, but let's continue. All right, so we're rounding the path over here. I've got Craycroft to my left. Not particularly busy today on a Sunday evening, so don't really have a lot of car noise. I'm starting to get the feeling that potentially this Randonaut app is just a way to get people to find bougie houses, because it keeps taking us to neighborhoods with a lot of high-end, really nice-looking houses. So I don't know, maybe this is a way to indoctrinate kids into moving into the suburbs. All right, so we are rounding the church, and we're kind of just at the front of the church. I never saw the memorial garden. Maybe it was that courtyard, but ultimately it didn't really seem like much of a garden. So again, a little disappointed with the Randonaut adventure, at least in the sense that there really hasn't been anything that has kind of panned out with our intentions and using the app. Potentially this is the memorial garden, and it just had a really roundabout way to get there. But yeah, not particularly happy with Randonautica. So I guess it is what it is. But I guess with some closing words with this particular location, because I feel like we can keep exploring, totally down to do that. But the church itself is not in any way really scary. My pants are still on, as can be seen. There has been a rumor floating around that I don't wear pants during broadcasts, so maybe this will put that to rest. I do wear pants when I'm outside. Yeah, I don't know. I would say try the Randonaut app yourself and see what happens for you. Maybe our intentions just aren't there, or maybe our heart just really isn't in this app. Maybe we need to really hunker down and kind of really pinpoint our energy and our intentions to make this work. But as of now, I'm going to give it to thumbs down. There you go. That was the Randonaut adventure for Tataban, my in-studio producer, and myself, Samba. So, unfortunately, nothing really spooky panned out, I would say. I mean, say what you will about the church. Maybe that would be spooky enough for everybody. But for me, I don't know. I was expecting some... I guess after reading an article saying that there was a dead body found in a suitcase during a Randonaut adventure, I at least expected to find, like, I don't know, like a dead... like a dead bug or something. I didn't see anything. Let's get to your comments over here. See how you guys, what you guys thought of this video. Let's see. Trial and Error Collective, long hair, don't care. Yes. Also, sorry about that. I needed to take a shower. I needed to wash my hair, and I did not look good. Also, my truck doesn't have AC, so we were driving around earlier in the day, and my hair was just disgusting. So sorry about that. Nicolas Cage fight, go in. I would have honestly, in a different time, if we didn't have a global pandemic on our hands, I might have been a little braver and probably wanted to knock on a few doors or something to see if maybe the people in the houses would fulfill our intentions. Maybe the first trip I was looking for fun. I was looking for I think spooky, right? Spooky, and I don't remember what the last thing was. Birds. So maybe one of those houses had a bunch of big birds or something. Quiverlip. Oh, yeah, baby. Nice to see you, Quiverlip. Nicolas Cage, right? You should have been in costume and gone up to each address and trick or treat. Again, yeah. Again, if this wasn't a pandemic, even with a mask, I don't know, I'd still feel kind of weird going up to people's houses, but who knows? Trial and Error Collective. The scariest thing is that drivers' bad manners. Yeah, I had a lot of bad manner drivers behind me in that neighborhood in East Tucson. I'm not going to say exactly where, but yeah, definitely a lot of bad manner drivers. Miles, the swell guy. Hello, Miles. Thank you for tuning in again. Nicolas Cage, right? Hoping for chupacabras, candelabra. Chupacabra, candelabra. Thank you for that. Yes, candelabra. That's what I had seen. I saw on the outside of that church. I guess it was just a candelabra. Nicolas Cage, right? Is randonauting code for trespassing? Honestly, it kind of is. At least with all the points it was giving me. It was just sending us to just neighborhoods, really. I guess the church was the only one that was kind of on I mean, I guess it was probably private property, but there was no one there. I mean, it wasn't like cordoned off or anything. There wasn't a gate or anything, so fortunately it doesn't seem like it was much of a trespassing, but I guess it could have been. I don't know. Las Maletas. Hello, Las Maletas. Terrifying. The Burbs. Yes, very terrifying. I mean, we didn't encounter any meanies out there in the burbs. No one being mean to us or anything. But one of the neighborhoods just definitely had a lot of signs saying it was private property and no trespassing and all those kind of stuff. So I definitely didn't want to spend too much time out there. Eggs and Eyes. The horrors were inside us all along. Next time we're trying it at night. Actually, yes, we are going to try it at night next time. Potentially, maybe for Wednesday's show, because I don't have another video for Wednesday's show. But I do want to do this again. So I think for Wednesday I'll have another video, maybe for a nighttime randonauting for Wednesday. Miles, the swell guy, night is the best time to do it, honestly. So there you go, another vote for nighttime. Honeycomb Viper, if only you had manifested the lizard and got taken to the dinosaur McDonald's. See, that would have been a semi-spooky, but mostly just like affirming Randonaut point of interest. I would have loved if that happened, but no dice. Miles, the swell guy. I've seen some vids online, and it's a different vibe. Yeah, definitely those YouTube videos that I had kind of criticized in the video for being kind of clickbaity. There are a few that do feel pretty spooky, but again, a lot of it's like jump cuts and just like people in a car screaming. So it's a little hard to it's a little hard to parse through if it's actually spooky or people are just freaking out because it's for TikTok. And Las Muletas, God was there, Samba. Well, you know what? Maybe the good Lord was keeping us safe out there, or maybe that's the spooky part of the church and the trip. I don't know, but I guess we'll never know. Anyways, it's 9:56. It is the top of the hour, and it is the end of the show. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to Tarantulas Dream TV. I am Samba. I'll be back on Wednesday with some more randonauting stuff, maybe another randonauting adventure, and probably just a lot of open lines. I think there's just a lot to talk about this past week that I actually like to get to. I kind of brushed the topic of Donald Trump getting COVID-19, along with the First Lady, Melania, and he actually is back in the White House as of right now. So, there might be some more updates with that on Wednesday. We won't know until Wednesday, but that seems like some big deal, and I'd like to talk about it if people are down to talk about it. Anyways, at 11 p.m., please tune in on 99.1 FM Downtown Radio or on downtownradio.org to listen to Tarantulas Dream Radio tonight. tonight. I'm going to have some highlights from my interviews with Dale from the last week when I was talking to modern practitioners of the occult. And unfortunately I don't have any of the clips when I talked to Erica on the air because she ended up cursing a lot, and it was going to take me a lot of time to kind of edit out all the little F-bombs and whatnot. So you're just going to hear Dale if you tune into the 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. show on downtownradio.org, 99.1 FM. But I also have a great playlist of music for you all, so please tune in about an hour. So hopefully I'll see you all there over on the radio waves. But anyways, I'll be back on Wednesday, so please wear a mask, social distance if you can, and remember, it is a weird, weird world. Take care.